Hello everybody, welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and a Ranting from Behind Glass Eyes video. I know it's been a while, so let's just jump right into today's rant. There's been a lot, and I mean a lot, of anger about The Last of Us Remake and the accessibility options that are being put into it, and the fact that it is going to cost about $70 US or about $90 Canadian. And most of the anger is coming from people who are not disabled and who will probably not be needing the accessibility options that are being added. And Pink Hollow did a very good, calm breakdown of this last night. But I went over the Twitter thread this morning, and it, just to summarize, was full of people saying that the accessibility options were a cash grab and that accessibility options are easy mode. Now let's cover these things separately, shall we? First of all, how on earth are disabled gamers supposed to know that accessibility features are being added to a game if the game maker doesn't advertise them? Kind of a no-brainer, I would think, just like any other feature in a game is advertised. I don't understand why that is an issue. And there are a couple of disabled gamers who I know that are upset about AAA games, and in particular, kind of using accessibility to garner more sales. And I can kind of see their point because it's been a long time coming for AAA games to recognize that disabled gamers exist. And more than just the very small number that they cover with their closed captioning and colorblind filters for the minimal accessibility requirements that they have. Now, so I can understand why there are some people who are annoyed. But my answer to that is better late than never. And if a game maker is going to show me that they are willing to finally put in the time to give me accessibility options that matter to me as a totally blind person, that makes their game playable, you know what? They can have my money. That's fine. Sure. They can have my money. That's okay. Because they're finally showing me that I matter to them as a customer. And you know what else? They can also have my money because they're not making their game 8 times the price of a regular game just because it's accessible. Which is usually how shit goes for us in the disabled community. Oh, you want this accessible thing? Well, you have to pay about $1,000 at least. Jaws. Until very recently, but you still have a $200 a year subscription fee. Like, how is this a bad thing? You pay $70 one time, just like everyone else who wants to buy the remake, whether they're disabled or not. Why is that a fucking issue? It's not a cash. You know what? It would be a cash grab if Naughty Dog was like, hey, we're remaking the first Last of Us with accessibility options so that disabled gamers can play through the whole story. But we're going to charge you $300 for the remake just because it has accessibility options. That would be a cash grab, you morons. Now let's talk about accessibility being easy mode. That is the biggest bunch of bullshit I've ever heard. Just because you're giving people options such as combat assist, and I guarantee you that is where people are thinking that easy mode is a thing, because they see the words combat assist and they think that that means that, I guess, like, that the computer's gonna swoop in and play the fight for you and win it every time. No, that's not what combat assist means. There are so many little nuances in a thing like combat assist that do not mean an AI takes over for you. It is just little coding things that allows somebody who can't see, like me, to have audio cues when their enemy is approaching or doing something, or the ability to slow things down a tiny bit if you have motor issues. And you know what? Just because those things are there doesn't mean you have to use them. Okay? All of these options have toggles, and you can toggle them on or off. You are not mandated to use them. They're not you're not obligated. It's not buy this game and play it like the disabled gamers do. Like, and the other thing about accessibility mode being easy mode, quite frankly, it shouldn't matter, because games like The Last of Us and God of War Ragnarok, which is also getting these accessibility features, are single player games. Okay? So it shouldn't matter, because you're not playing with anybody. And to add to that, I think that there are a lot of people who are terrified that a gamer who is disabled, who might need to use the screen reader option, or who might need to use the audio cue option, might just beat the game faster, get a better time, get more collectibles within the game than they do. And I think that terrifies their ego. And I think that's why they're so angry about these options being added. Because God forbid somebody who has a physical issue be good at something, right? It's in every community. Every community. And I am not saying that all gamers are like this, because they're not. I know they're not. Quite frankly, gaming is probably the most welcoming place that I have ever been in. But there is still a segment of assholes in every community. And usually that segment, even though it's small, is really loud. So this video is to them. Don't buy the game if you don't want it. And if you do buy the game, you don't have to use the accessibility options. And if you're so concerned about how well another player plays a game, get better, scrub.